It's been a while. I have my laptop with me because I'm going to talk today. I have a lot to say. I have a lot of revelations that I'm going to be sharing with you today. Here we go. I am officially done with the No-Poo method. It was a really nice 4 to 5 months where I have been trying it out, and today I am telling you guys I am officially done. I will be breaking down exactly what I did during this time and why I even started it in the first place. I'll also be talking about what I experienced while doing the No-Poo method and why I decided that it's finally time to quit it. Let us start with this. The No-Poo method was really popular a while back. It's not something that's popular right now. I was a little bit late to the party, but I had to try it out for myself and I really needed to see if it's something that could actually work for me. But let me start with just a background about why I started this in the first place, what made me feel like I needed to change my whole viewpoint towards hair care. So the No-Poo method for me started from a place of complete desperation. I have been struggling with loss of density, dryness, and breakage for about 5 years now. My hair used to be very full. Yeah, it was a little bit damaged, but it was long, full, and I really liked the way that it looked for the most part. It looked like I had a lot of hair. And then I decided to cut it for the first time and do like a really big chop and give myself bangs and the whole thing. And since then, everything kind of spiraled out of control. So I really struggled during this time because I liked the way that my hair looked after cutting it, but at some point, I just felt like it was time to grow it out. I was missing the length that I had, and I felt like I liked my hair better when it was longer. I also felt like at some point it started looking a little bit sparse in some areas. After cutting it for the first time, a few years have passed by and I started really trying to grow it out. I was like, yeah, I'm done with bangs. I don't want them anymore. I'm done with this length. I don't want it. And I was really struggling to grow it back to the initial length that it once was. And I have been struggling for the past years, a few years really, with growing it out. Now, when I try to grow it out, it just starts looking unhealthy much quicker. It gets to a certain length, which is nowhere near what I had before, and it already starts breaking off and it already starts looking absolutely terrible, and then I feel like I have to cut it again. After years of trying to no avail, out of desperation, and thinking maybe shampoo and conditioner and styling products were not doing good for my hair, I also have been struggling, not just with my ends, but also with my scalp. I was like, yeah, this might be it. Spoiler, it wasn't. Now I have a whole different thing. I have a whole different routine, and I will talk about that in later videos, but I don't want to focus on what I'm doing right now because it's like everything is moving super fast. Like I feel like I can't keep up with myself. So I'll be sticking today to just the No-Poo method and what happened during this time. I started the No-Poo method about 5 months ago. I think it's almost like 6 months ago by this point, but I haven't been doing it for quite a bit now. So the whole thing was around 4 to 5 months. I know, and I have known, that only cleansing your hair with water is not going to work. At least not for me. I already knew from the start that the No-Poo method doesn't mean not cleansing at all. It just means no shampoo, traditional soap, shampoo, sulfates. But I also, during this time, I also decided to stop using styling products, any type of product at all. Like during this time, I really didn't use anything besides a couple things that I will be talking about. So I saw this channel. I was really into it during this time. The channel's name is Catherine Hair Care, and she is, first of all, absolutely gorgeous, and she has amazingly long, beautiful, luscious curls. And she posts videos about the No-Poo method, about historical hair care in general. And she's like an expert in those things, and it does really seem like her method works amazingly for her. Which is weird because her hair before she started the No-Poo method looked very much like mine. So I took most of her advice and I started this journey with her help and her videos. I don't think I would have started this without her videos because she really breaks down everything in regards to the No-Poo method and how to actually do it properly. I will start with exactly what I did during this time. I completely ditched my shampoo, conditioner, styling products. Everything I had, I put away and I tucked it far, far from my sight so I wouldn't be able to see it. And I started fresh. The first time that I did this, I clarified my hair because I had styling products in it. I wanted to really start fresh and remove everything I had from my hair before starting the No-Poo method, so I clarified my hair one last time. The first week or so, I didn't really use anything. I just let my hair be the way that it is. I applied a ton of coconut oil to it and let it be because I didn't really have anything to cleanse my hair with or do anything because I was just starting out. So for the first week, my hair was a complete mess. But once I gathered everything I needed to actually start it, which was like probably a week after, what I did was I used a combination of Rassel clay and diluted apple cider vinegar to wash my hair every 2 weeks, about every 2 weeks. And in between the washes, I would dry detangle my hair with wooden combs and a boar bristle brush to distribute my natural oils and kind of cleanse my scalp further. So I would do that almost every day. I also put my hair up in protective styles most days. I would really not wear my hair down for this amount of time. Like for these 4 months that I did the No-Poo method, I maybe wore my hair down 4 days out of 4 to 5 months. So really my hair was mostly in protective styles every single day. The only conditioning products I used during this time was natural oils. So jojoba oil, coconut oil, olive oil, and in their most natural form. It would not be products from the store. I would literally just buy the actual oil from Amazon and use that on my hair, and that would be literally the only thing I would use to condition my hair. In combination with the Rassel clay and the apple cider vinegar, which I have to say, it wasn't terrible. I used the Rassel clay with water and I used that on my scalp, and I did find that it helped with buildup and it did make my scalp feel a little bit more refreshed. Also made my curls really look nice. I didn't feel like my hair was completely clean for the most part. Like I would wash my hair like that and I would not even detangle my hair when it was wet. I never did that. I would only kind of gently finger detangle while I had the Rassel clay in my hair. Using this method with the Rassel clay and the apple cider vinegar, it wasn't terrible. It did work for the most part. It did make me feel better, but it didn't give me a good enough cleanse for sure. I completely lost the will to wear my hair down because I didn't really like the way it looked. It looked sparse, it looked thin, it didn't have much body to it, but my curls looked healthy and my hair itself, my strands definitely became healthier and stronger during this time, but I'm not attributing it to the No-Poo method. I'm attributing it to something else, and I will talk about that too. Like I said, I stopped completely wet detangling. I did not do it at all. The only time I would detangle would be out of the shower with my hair completely dry when it was with oils in it, and I would use my fingers, combs, and boar bristles. The last thing I did, which I think really improved the health of my hair, was that I was wearing my hair in braids many days out of these 4 months, and I also wore braids to sleep most of the time, so I think that also really helped with preserving the health of my hair. I really thought for a while that the No-Poo method was saving my hair. I really felt like my hair was finally becoming healthier, especially my ends. Like I was feeling like I didn't really get many fairy knots anymore. My hair would barely be like super dry and tangled, and that was great. But it definitely wasn't from going without shampoo and conditioner. That was actually, in turn, I believe it was actually hindering the health of my scalp. It wasn't the No-Poo method that helped me regain confidence with my hair and regain some length and regain some health. It was protective styles, which is crazy because this is actually, I realize it's so true. Most of the damage that came to my hair, most of the damage that was inflicted on my hair was mechanical damage, and really what solved it was the fact that I wore my hair up in protective styles for literally 4 months straight. I will be going through the negatives and the positives of this method because I don't think that going through the No-Poo method and the whole thing, like the whole journey that I went through, it had many positives. It didn't just have negatives. It definitely had negatives, but I think it was like a combination of both, and I want to talk about both of them. So also that you guys, if you guys are interested in this method or you want to maybe try it out, you will know there are positives and there are negatives, and you can really think with yourself if this is something that you want to try and if it's worth it, really. So I'll be talking about the negatives first, which are very important because the negatives is literally what made me stop doing this. First of all, my hair had no volume at all. Zero volume. If I wanted to wear my hair down, it would just be, it wouldn't look good. Like I have pretty fine hair and it's not like my hair is super dense to begin with. So really, the fact that my hair was not properly cleansed at all and way down and I had no product in it besides oils, it really hindered my volume, my body, and I couldn't feel like I could wear my hair down. Another super important thing that this is like a main point is the fact that my scalp always had a residue on it. Even right after washing it with the clay and the apple cider vinegar, my hair still felt oily and a little bit waxy. My scalp just didn't really feel completely clean. And even dry brushing and going through my scalp with the combs and the board bristles, yes, it helped, but it didn't make me feel like my scalp was completely clean. I always had some form of excess oil or residue on my scalp, which I think caused a lot of problems for me. I had 2 videos up on my channel where I was still in the middle of this No-Poo journey, and I was talking about how much I loved the fact that my hair is not dry anymore and my scalp feels pretty clean. And all of these were true, but I think I just didn't quite realize how dirty my scalp actually was. In my eyes, it was my natural oils and it was not like excessive. So all in all, yeah, my scalp was clean, but it was also not ideal. Also, another negative I would say is that washing my hair literally took forever. I would be in the shower for literally an hour when I washed my hair. I know I only washed my hair like every 2 weeks, so that was once every 2 weeks. So it did save me time overall, but just the fact that I had to spend an hour in the shower every single time I washed my hair, that was a lot. Also, detangling my hair, so every single day or every couple of days where I would sit down and dry detangle. It wasn't the worst thing in the world because I would always be able to like watch something while I do it or read something while I do it, but it really did take a long time. I would have to go section by section, apply oil, and gently detangle my hair. And I did that like almost every day. So that sometimes would take me like 2 hours just to fully detangle my hair. The point was not to wear my hair down that much, but when I did want to wear my hair down, which was not that often, I felt like I couldn't. So yeah, these were all of the negatives. And now I want to talk about the positives because this method, without realizing it, I really did a lot of things that were very good for my hair and my scalp. The things that were good were really, really good. Not every person that is doing the No-Poo method is doing it exactly like I was doing it. So my positives for it are not necessarily something that someone else might experience. This was just my personal experience. The first one is that my hair felt significantly more conditioned and soft during this time. It really didn't feel dry whatsoever. It always felt conditioned. My ends did not get dry anymore. And in turn, I also felt like my ends were not breaking off because they were always super, super, super conditioned and hydrated. So my hair felt pretty soft most of the time and much healthier. Another positive is that my ends completely stopped getting fairy knots. They really did not get damaged anymore during this time. So yeah, my ends looked much healthier. Another beautiful positive thing that I experienced from this method, my hair gained density during this time. I don't know if it's because it was just not breaking off as much, or I didn't really touch it as much, so it was always up and it was growing more, but I really feel like my hair gained a lot more density during this time, and my hair strands, my single hair strand, felt stronger and denser after this method. So yeah, and I still feel the benefits of it, which is really, really nice. Another extremely positive thing that happened, which is not from the No-Poo, but it's from this journey in general, and it's something that I did in conjunction with the No-Poo method, so I'll put it in here. It was wearing my hair in protective styles. Because I did it every day, it really helped with breakage and my hair growth. I definitely attribute it to wearing my hair in protective styles. I really have noticed my hair was able to grow more and become healthier by just wearing it up and in protective styles every single day. Another positive is that the daily detangling that I did seemed to mitigate a lot of the fairy knots that I would get. They were forming because of dry, brittle ends. The fact that I was detangling my hair every single day really helped stop that. Another positive is the fact that I think all in all, I did save time this way. Even though washing my hair took a full hour, it would only be once every 2 weeks. I feel like it definitely did save me time out of the shower. I was not spending nearly as much time handling my hair in the shower for these 4 or 5 months. Also, another thing is that it saved me money. I would only be really using a couple things from Amazon that were quite inexpensive and would last a long time. So I only used Rastral clay, apple cider vinegar, and jojoba oil. I definitely saved money during this time. So another extremely positive thing that happened to me, and I'm so glad that I got to experience it during this time, is I realized finally, for the first time ever in my life, what hydrated and strong hair actually felt like. I never had hydrated and strong healthy hair to begin with, maybe when I was really, really young, but for the most part, during my teenage years and my adult years, I never really knew what strong, hydrated, and healthy hair felt like. And I have to say, after these 4 months, I was surprised to see that my hair has never looked healthier. Now I know, and now I strive to maintain that, and I don't feel like my hair is just a lost cause. I just feel like I now have a good base that I can maintain with my hair. So about every 2 months, I would be taking scissors, like hair scissors, and I would be dusting off dead ends or fairy knots, and also ever so slightly trimming my ends, maybe like less than half an inch every 2 months. And that kind of helped also mitigate a lot of damage and preserve my length and help my hair grow and actually retain its length. It's not like a No-Poo method exclusive, but I was doing it during this time, and that really helped. So yeah, these are all the positives and negatives that were really important for me to talk about. You can see that there are a lot of positives. The interesting thing about this is the fact that the negatives that I listed are mostly from actually going without shampoo. My hair being dirty, my scalp being not clean, my hair feeling waxy, no volume. All of these things were actually from actually going without shampoo. So yeah, that was negative. That was not good. Going without shampoo was absolutely terrible. But everything I did in conjunction with it was actually so healthy for my hair and so good for retaining my length and maintaining healthy hair. Like the fact that my hair had less breakage, less frizz, always felt more hydrated, and my ends looked healthier, less fairy knots. That was literally from everything else that I was doing. So yeah, everything that I did in conjunction with the No-Poo method was actually really good. And unfortunately, now that I don't go without shampoo, a lot of these I can't really do. I can't really put my hair up in protective styles the same way that I used to be able to, because now my hair is insanely tangled when it's in this form, like curly. I can't really dry detangle it anymore, and I don't even want to, because I don't know if that was like the best thing for my hair. Also, I don't want to drench my hair in oil every single day just to detangle it dry. And yeah, my hair is just a lot harder to work with when it's like this. So I can't really be braiding my hair every day or putting my hair up as much, and I also don't really want to. I kind of like the fact that I can wear my hair down and feel good about it. I want to clarify exactly and kind of reiterate and talk more about what actually made me stop doing the No-Poo method. Even though I saw many benefits for my hair during this time, as we all know already, it wasn't specifically thanks to the No-Poo method aspect of it. I saw better hair health, I saw less breakage, and just stronger, thicker strands. But it was definitely because, first of all, I was using many oils on my hair, especially coconut oil and jojoba oil, daily, and a lot of it. Also, I was wearing my hair up in protective styles almost every single day. Almost never wearing my hair down. During this time, I definitely learned how to gently handle my hair, how to be truly gentle when I detangle, because I realized I was using excessive force when detangling before I started the No-Poo method. I never really realized that. I always thought I was really gentle, but I wasn't as gentle as I could have been, and I learned that through the No-Poo method by gently dry detangling. So I could have been a lot more gentle. My hair is extremely fragile. It's fine for the most part. So it is prone to breakage. It is prone to snapping off any given chance. So I really learned, I can be extremely gentle, even more gentle than what I actually was. The thing that really made me realize that it was time to stop was the fact that my hair never truly felt clean. I started getting worried that if I kept going, I would start noticing some hair loss. I had so much buildup constantly on my scalp because I didn't notice any hair loss during this time at all whatsoever, and I still have not. But I was getting worried that if I kept going, eventually I would start noticing hair loss. Another huge thing for me was that during this time, by the end of it, I started kind of missing the feeling of washing my hair with shampoo and conditioner. I started missing the feeling of having no buildup on my hair. During this time, I think I learned a lot. It did definitely give me invaluable insight into how to actually treat my hair and how to care for it. And, I came to the conclusion that to have healthier hair, I just needed to adopt a couple of habits that I developed during the No-Poo method. But the No-Poo method aspect of it, the No-Poo aspect, the no shampoo part, was not giving me the benefits I had hoped for. I want to talk a little bit about what I adopted during this time, what habits I am integrating into my new routine, and what I am ditching and throwing into the trash. The things that I have adopted and have integrated into my current new routine is protective styles, first of all. Whenever I can, I try to wear my hair in braids or just up. Definitely not nearly as much as I used to during the No-Poo method, but if my hair doesn't feel extremely hydrated, if it feels a little bit fragile, if it feels a little bit dry towards the ends, I will put my hair up. And I will make sure it's a low manipulation style or just a protective style that doesn't inflict too much tension on my scalp. Another thing I have adopted is gentle detangling. Even though I never thought I was rough with my hair, but now I realize I was. I do not detangle dry hair anymore. I always do it just in the shower with a bunch of conditioner, but I take my sweet time and I go very, very, very gently, even gentler than what I have been during the No-Poo method. Like, I am treating my hair like it's a newborn baby every single time. The next thing I've integrated into my new routine is the oils that I have been using during the No-Poo method, the right oils for my hair, and also I've been oiling my hair more than what I ever used to do. I am still using jojoba and coconut oil, and I use pre-shampoo oils now, so I oil my hair before shampoo, and I also oil my ends twice a day, in the morning and at night. I find that it really helps maintain my hydration levels for my ends when I do that, so I keep doing it. Another thing that I am taking with me is the Rassle Clay. So even though I'm not going to use the Rassle Clay to cleanse my hair and scalp anymore, I am going to keep using it as just like a treatment or like a mask, but definitely not as a substitute for shampoo. The next thing I'm integrating into my new routine is the hair trimming that I did during the No-Poo method. So I will be trimming my hair ever so slightly every 2 months or so. So I'll be dusting away the fairy knots and the dry, dead ends, and also slightly trimming ever so slightly just to maintain the health of my ends so that my hair can grow. I'll be talking about what I'm going to reintroduce into my routine. First of all, and the most important thing, shampoo and conditioner. I am using shampoo and conditioner. I am not going to ditch shampoo and conditioner. This is something that I need, and I have reintroduced that. Another thing that I ditched during the No-Poo method that I'm reintroducing is hydrating and styling products. Since I'm using shampoo and conditioner, especially since I'm using shampoo, I can also use other products. Another thing I reintroduced is wet detangling. I realized that dry detangling can be a little bit harsh for my hair, and since I cannot afford to drench my hair in oil every single time now, I kind of have to wet detangle. I really missed being able to wear my hair down finally. I love the way that my hair looks when it's down, and I love having these curls, so yeah. So overall, I can't say that the No-Poo method is bad or good. I do believe it's entirely a personal preference, but it's not for me. For many people, the No-Poo method works great, and if you try it out for yourself, you might find that it actually works amazing for you. My hair needs a lot more cleansing to thrive than what the No-Poo method allows. So all in all, I got to really understand myself better than what I have ever before. I do believe that doing this method for the amount of time that I did, it did give me a new perspective on hair care and on my personal goals. You know, I kind of realized what I'm trying to achieve. It gave me such a big reset that I finally realized what my hair needed all along. I am back to treating my hair with the respect that it deserves, and I'm back to using the products that I love using. In the next video, I will be sharing my new and improved routine and everything that I have been doing from the moment I stopped the No-Poo method up until now. I have never had such a great routine and such a healthy and perfected routine before, so I really feel like now I finally understand my hair and my scalp, and my routine is definitely the best it's ever been. So I cannot wait to share that with you guys. So I will be doing that in my next video. I really hope that I was able to provide you with the insight into this method and provide you with the information you needed to make a responsible choice in terms of what you want to do with your hair. I do not condone just going without shampoo unless you really take a good look into it and learn everything you need to learn before you start. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and I cannot wait to be back with my new routine. I'll see you guys soon.